Welcome back to another Talks with Tone and Teena Tuesday. I hope y'all had a wonderful week. I hope all your dreams came true this week and whatever. I hope you shared our page, liked our page, subscribed to our channel. All of it being Talks with Tone and Teena. And welcome back. I hope, did y'all like the Black History episode? Tell me if y'all like that. If you didn't get a chance to see it, it is uploaded on our channel finally. So go and check that out.
I have something to say about the Black History special.
What's up?
I absolutely loved the Black History special.
What was your favorite part?
There were so many highlights for me. Mm-hmm. So I looked at it more than one time.
I looked at it about twice.
I really loved it. Is that Oh, that's India. Hi, India. Yes, I love the Black History special. There were so many highlights. I definitely love talking about the black male teachers, and then we just went into, what teachers meant to you as a, as growing up. Mm-hmm. I love that.
My favorite was the Old Wives' Tales.
The Old Wives' Tales and
do you know my mother watched
Superstitions?
It? Excuse me, I had to tell y'all this. My mother told me to tell y'all. She was like, you didn't know it or not, but I rubbed pissy diapers on your face all the time when you was a baby. You might not have heard of it, but I did all of that. So apparently I was a part of it. I ain't know nothing about it, but I was a part of it, y'all.
Of course. Mama Nita from the old school.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me see who's in the building. Let me see. It's glitching. Candace Nashay. Welcome
Hey, Candace.
back. Candace. And Takia Shire.
Hey, Takia.
And so we're gonna go ahead and get right into the questions because we're gonna stick to our
Do you think we can do it?
No. Because when I looked at the Black History special,
that was 2 hours.
I noticed that just with the superstitions, that was like 30 minutes.
Are you serious? We went that long?
Yes, we're supposed to spend 10 minutes each topic. The black male teachers, that was like 20 minutes. Will is back,
and we supposed to be
Where's my napkin? Oh, here you go.
I heard something about Will. I gotta tell you off camera though, but I'm telling you.
Is it tea? It's tea?
I'm telling.
Okay.
It's the reason why he ain't been here.
Oh, Will, you was in jail?
Period. No. I'll tell you later.
Okay, so we're gonna get right into the questions.
Okay.
The first question for the night is, do you feel that jobs that have hair restrictions, like profile or make those types of rules based on people of color? Some jobs you can't have your hair down. You have to, of course, you got to wear nets around food and stuff. Mm. But security jobs, you can't wear your hair down. It's just some jobs if your hair is a certain color, they say that's inappropriate. So do you feel like hair restrictions at jobs are targeting people of color?
In a roundabout way, yes. I'm going to say this. The hair thing, your hair not being down, that's more of a safety issue because it's police officers, security guards, people like that where somebody can grab your hair and fuck you up. So, yeah, your hair being down is like a safety hazard. Mm-hmm. Now, with your hair being a certain color mm-hmm. has nothing to do with job performance, what is expected in the workplace or anything like that. However, the way your company is perceived, because there is older generation people that's going to come in there and be like, what the fuck is she doing at the front desk with pink hair? Mm-hmm. They're not going to patron your business because they find that to be inappropriate or,
they might just automatically stereotype you or judge
you like your business is some bullshit, or they don't want to even trust your business because of that. So you do have to watch that. Now, when you get into sections of hairstyles, I think that's when it, a racial thing. No dreads, no weaves. Didn't you hear something about no wig? Was that you? Maybe it was my mother. Say something about people couldn't wear a wig. But I think the problem with the wigs was it was a colored wig.
Okay, I do want to say that in the past, I want to say like the past year, there has been at least 3 women who have died working at the airport because their hair has gotten stuck. You know what I'm saying? In like a conveyor belt type of thing. When
wow.
If you're one of those people that like handle the luggage and all of that kind of stuff, all of that stuff goes down like some type of conveyor belt, some type of like mechanical system.
Right.
And more than one occasion, a woman has died because her hair has gotten stuck. So
They might be that rule.
I do think that, of course, certain jobs do stereotype. Like, oh, if you even if you're in like to the grunge scene, if you look that kind of way, they may not want you at their front desk.
Right.
They might not want you the face of their company, if you will.
Right.
So, but yeah, I feel like as soon as people come in, they're automatically stereotyped for just their appearance.
But isn't that more of, that's how the world works? Like, people judge you. People don't ever get to know anybody. They're going to judge you. People
First.
People judge you like based off your Facebook page. They assume they know what type of person you are. Or, you know what I mean? So, let's not act like that's not relevant. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why, if I had dreads, how was that a poor representation of your company? So that's what I'm saying. When you get into styling and stuff like that, mm-hmm. I feel like, nah, that has nothing to do with, that's ethnicity. That's not inappropriate, or, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, okay, let's see what the commenters say. Okay, mm-hmm. Smoke said he's in the building. Will said he only got a little bit of time. Will, you in a halfway house? What's going on? Nick Ellum, I hope I'm pronouncing that right now.
Hey, Nick.
Daryl said hello, yay, I made it. Hey, Daryl. Daryl means he's on time. Daryl said majority. Majority what, Daryl? You got to elaborate. Mm-hmm. Lamont said yo.
What's up, Lamont?
And, yeah, Daryl, you have braids. And I know in the service industry, they make you put a net around your beard.
For real?
Yeah, now that's like a thing because all of these guys have these big beards. Mm-hmm. So, hey, don't nobody want no small, coiled, pubic-looking hair falling in their gordita or whatever.
I agree.
So they have a beard net and then a hair net. Mm-hmm. So you know that's appropriate.
I mean, yeah, but you got to use common sense too. It's not always racially motivated because you don't want to change your goddamn hairstyle.
Okay. So he said his hair is pretty, and I don't know if he has dreads, but I know he has like a braided style. But I don't know if it's dreads.
Have you ever been like told that you had to change your hair or anything like that in the workplace?
Let us know. So the next question is, do you feel like you live up to a certain stereotype? Like any of the stereotypes?
I kind of do sometimes, but I don't know. I kind of do sometimes. I'm going to just say that. I kind of do sometimes.
And do y'all feel like y'all live up to any stereotypes? And I should have did the definition of stereotypes.
Like the loud, black, angry woman.
I feel like I kind of live.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's the stereotype that they have bestowed upon Monique.
But I don't like it now. I don't like myself when I do that. Like, I can go on 10, but I don't like myself when I'm doing it now.
So do you feel like you can like feel when you're getting to that place, or do you consciously make an effort not to be that way?
I feel like I know when I'm starting to get there, and I typically just walk away like it's not worth it. Like, but what did it for me was when I was about to fight this white couple at the gas station over the air pump. Like,
that was crazy.
Yeah,
but I feel like they bothered you, so it was warranted.
They did. Justine, she called me a nigga on the way out the door and all that, but she didn't pull it off.
I would just turned up on him.
Yeah, like, but when I got in the car, I just was like, he could have killed you.
He could have.
Over an air pump.
You gotta know when to hold them and when to fold.
Yeah, so it don't be that serious.
You gotta know how to read the room.
Definitely.
So you're trying to work on that.
I am, and I don't like that I'm living up to that stereotype. I don't like myself when I'm like that no more.
But how do you feel? Like, I feel like culturally, for the most part, overall, we are loud. That is us. Should we like change who we are to fit into what society, should we kind of like filter who we are or dim who we are so society can be comfortable? If like typically that's how we really are.
I don't think that's what necessarily is going on, and that's true. That's very true. Culturally, black people are loud. That's what the fuck it gives. But I feel like, I've always said this. Whatever you were doing in your 20s, you shouldn't. What?
Will trying to go on you.
What I said?
Will said Tone.
Land over what?
He said you hood than an MF. Okay. So in your 20s, you feel like you were louder?
No. I feel like in your 20s, if you the loudest bitch at the club and you walking in, what's up, y'all, all of that, you shouldn't be still doing that at 40. I just feel like you should evolve from that. At least from what's up, y'all, to good afternoon, everyone. Like, at some point, you gotta grow the fuck up.
Okay, I feel you 100% because, you know, I'm already that person. But why do you feel that you have to go from what's up, y'all, to good evening, everyone?
Because I feel like for evolution, for me, I don't want to be walking in the same circles I was walking in 20 years ago.
Okay,
I want to evolve. Yeah. I want to evolve, and I want to move in different motherfucking circles. I want to get to know different motherfuckers. So you have to come on with your good evening, everyone.
Okay, Daryl said no.
You can't do your what's that?
Daryl said no because I would change jobs, but I didn't go to Job Corps because I refused to cut my hair. I didn't understand what my hair had to do with my education, especially when I do my own hair and didn't need help with it.
That's true.
And my cousin, y'all know my cousin Dude, he's a barber now, but at one point he was trying to go to a school where he was going to do, I can't remember what it was. It wasn't straight mechanics, but it was like, I don't know if he was gonna like trick out like motorcycles and things of that nature.
Oh, that's cool.
And they wanted him to cut his dreads, and he did not go to the school for that same reason, Daryl. He was like, no, I'm not cutting my hair.
What difference do that? Yeah.
So I feel Daryl on that. If I'm going to Job Corps, what does my hair have to do with the Job Corps?
Exactly.
And if he was going to that trade school, I know it was in Pennsylvania, and I don't know what the name of it was. What did his hair have to do with? Y'all don't make Bobby cut his mullet,
Right.
So. Okay, Joe said, hey, ladies.
Hey, Joe.
Daryl said, no, we shouldn't change who we are or think because the world already manipulated what we believe we are. I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Daryl.
But what I'm saying, I'm talking, that's very, very true, Daryl. But I'm talking character issues. Like, if the things that you see character-wise, if you was once the bitch that always gonna go on 10 and always throw the first punch, you have to analyze. I feel like when you not even reinventing yourself, just analyzing your life at certain points of your life, and you gotta really be honest with yourself. And you ain't perfect, bitch. It's some shit you need to change. So I feel like when I go through those types of times, that's when it has nothing to do with nobody else or fitting in, because I'm guaranteed once I say good afternoon to everyone, I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna offend somebody after that. So it's not me changing me, it's me evolving.
Okay, so it's what you feel like is your evolution.
Yeah, it's a better me.
Okay, Raphael said that goes back into code switching. What do y'all think?
Okay, yeah, it does.
I agree with that too, Raphael.
It does,
that
Raphael.
definitely goes into code switching, and it's a shame that we cannot be ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Never could
now,
be.
I don't want to hear somebody like, I don't use the N-word. If somebody uses it around me, like God, I'm not going to die, but I don't like it. But, just because I don't like it, I just feel like if you are who you are, you shouldn't be judged on that, because that's like your persona. I don't think that's your character. You could have somebody that acts so eloquent and talks so fabulous, and they be like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? You have to like know how to gauge people, and definitely if you shouldn't judge people on,
Yeah, and but it's a shame we do.
Sue said, hey, ladies.
Hey, Susan.
Akila has entered.
Hey, Keela.
Akila, you keep being tardy for the party. What's going on?
Get some fabrics.
Skiwi, this is her first time.
Hey, Skiwi. I love that name, girl.
Skiwi is a Fletcher Johnson honey.
All right.
One of our older Fletcher Johnson honey.
Welcome.
Not older, but like big sister type of older.
Well, welcome.
Skiwi said that happened at one of the government agencies with a guy with locks, and he didn't get hired and had the most credentials for the job, and they ended up calling him back. Okay,
wow.
Skiwi, can you elaborate on that? He had dreads. They didn't want to hire him. Did they have a reason? I guess it was in the news. Did they have a reason? Why was dreads prohibited from being on
really
the job?
All you have to do is say we chose another candidate.
Yeah.
You don't really have to give them a reason. But it's interesting.
Yeah, how did they find all of that out?
That they came back to him and said, you know what? Yeah, we need your ass.
Akila said, hey, ladies, y'all look beautiful.
Thank you.
Daryl said, yeah, just like I'm gay, and a lot of men try to make me like I'm a bitch until I show them I'm still a N-word. Laughing like S.
I mean,
then they want to be cool. And Daryl has whooped ass.
Yeah.
On and off camera on Facebook. So Daryl is about that life.
Not on and off camera.
Don't let the wrist fool you.
Okay.
Akila said, sorry, I was missing. I was at my second job last week. Okay, Akila,
All
that's
right.
fine. Just
Get
let
to
us
the
know
point,
you're okay.
girl.
Because you are like one of our reigning regulars. And
Exactly.
I worry about you when I recognize and worry about you when I don't see you on
She
here.
did say earlier, where was you at?
Okay, moving on to our next question. If
All
you
right.
have something to chime in about, like I didn't even answer it. Do I feel like I live up to any stereotypes? I really don't.
You really don't think you do?
No, I feel like people will have a stereotype of a dark skinned lady as being loud, and you know what I'm saying, and aggressive, and I don't live up to that. Like people that don't know me, that have like been my Facebook friend, and you're just typing. This one guy was like, I bet you loud and you ready to, just that head snapping black, whatever. I was like, that's not me. So
No, it's not.
So no, I don't feel like I do.
No,
Sue
yeah.
says she don't think she
I don't
does.
think you do.
And Akila said she appreciate our concern because we was gonna do a welfare check. Okay, the next question. When a guy lives at home with mom, it's an issue. When a woman lives at home with mom, it's okay. Do you feel like there's a double standard there? A guy, 40 years old, living at home with his mama.
I feel like
and then a girl, 40 years old, living at home with her mama. Some people feel like it's acceptable for the woman, but not for the man. Do you feel that way?
I feel like it's not acceptable for anybody that's 40. And if you're an able-bodied person, no issues, you should be out of your mama's house, especially in your 40s, male or female. That bitch a deadbeat just like he. Now, if it's you move back in with mama to help out, or you move that everybody falls on hard times, you just maybe get over a tough spot. Now, that's one thing. But you ain't left since 18, or you got you a little apartment a year that you stayed at for a year in your 20s, and then you've been with mama ever since. That's ridiculous.
Okay, Skiwi went back to the question. I'm sorry, I got to go back to the question. Do we get, black people not get jobs based on their hairstyle? She said the way that they found out, she said it was definitely because of the locks. Because after the hiring person found out about the situation as to why they didn't, she took the initiative to call him back, and she didn't let those employees interview nobody else. So somebody else,
yeah.
So the hiring person thought like, oh, he was definitely hired. Then I guess she found out he wasn't.
It's definitely a scandal.
Wilhelmina said, yes, it is a double standard with a man and a woman who lives at home with mommy. Raphael said,
really?
Raphael said, thanks, Tone. And she said, hi, sweetie, love it. Hey, Wilhelmina.
Hey, Wilhelmina.
Okay, I think that it is a double standard. Okay, first of all, let me say from what Tone said, I don't think that there's any problem with anybody 40 living at home with their mom. I feel like we're in very, I don't even want to say trying times, but it is so grossly expensive out here to live on your own, to live as one single person. Just say you one person. You don't even have no kids. You don't even have nothing. Of course, y'all know I have kids and all of that, but that is how I live right now, and it's still very expensive.
I agree.
So if a person goes and lives with their mom, I don't automatically think they're a bum. I always think like I'm more of a glass half full person anyway, so I'm always thinking something else. Like, hey, if you could live with your mom and you not pay $2,200 to live somewhere, and she's already paying $2,200. I don't see a problem with it. Or if she owns the house, I don't see a problem with you. She got 5 rooms and she lives alone. I don't look at you as a bum.
I wouldn't say bum, but I'm looking at you sideways. You need your own place. But especially for people, like I said, I'm looking at you weird. That's just what it is.
Will say he agreed with you. If a hoe still live at home with her mama, that's a no-go for me.
I don't want to talk about it. Don't agree with me when you... Never mind. That's why I don't want to be friends with you.
Hey, Cherie.
I find it weird. Unless something, like I said, if you fell on a hard time.
I don't agree with you, Tom.
I don't want him to agree with me when he's saying if a hoe stay, I'm good.
And Wilhelmina said that's right, niece, to me.
But I feel like if something is happening with you, you need to go back home and regroup. I mean, it's a lot of different. Okay, I get that. But you actively living with your parent and never left the house.
Okay, that's totally different.
That's what I'm talking about.
If you never, I feel like everyone should experience living on your own.
No, that's what
everyone
I'm talking about.
should experience independence. I get that totally, but in today's society, with as high as rent is, especially if you got 3 kids and you live with your mom, I don't care if you're a woman or a man. I'm not going to look at you as a bum.
Well, no, that's what I said. I said if you got an apartment in your 20s and you stayed there like a year or whatever, but you've been living with your mother ever since, I'm looking at you fucking sideways. But again, everybody falls on hard times. Everybody sometimes need to go home to regroup.
I just feel like even if it's not hard times, it's smart, it's wise in a lot of scenarios.
But when you already living on your own, you not gonna want to. Well, I guess if you had a cool mom.
Hey, if I had a mom to live with, I go over.
Let's say this. I ain't trying to live with my mom, so I can only judge it off of me. And to me, it's weird.
Okay, Daryl said yes, Tone. Will said if you not blank or paralyzed, get your A out. If you're not the R word, get your A out your mom's house. Skeevy said temporary housing is what it's supposed to be.
Temporary.
You move back home.
Yes.
Skeevy also said, well, I didn't want my sons to ever move out of my house, but I had to face reality that they wanted to create their own family, but I was hurt. I felt the same way when my daughter moved out.
I think we as people, the human race, that's what we did. Do you know back in the day, their kids left at like 14 and they just never saw them again. They went and started lives on their own. That's what we are built to do. So yeah, you're not supposed to be living with your mother at 40.
Okay, Tess said it may be a double standard, yes, but I feel like men traditionally have a standard to live up to, and as a culture, we believe that men must be in a position of independence.
Yes.
Raphael said no excuses, no need to reinvent the wheel. A willing and able man shouldn't be living home with his mom. Sorry.
Agreed.
Bill said I left home at 21 and they never looked back.
Me too.
Cherie said once you get your own freedom, you do not want to go back.
That's what I'm saying, Cherie. Like when you already on your own, you used to being on your own. You ain't used to living by nobody else's rules, so it's going to be temporary for you. A motherfucker that's used to not paying bills, he gonna want to stay with his mama.
But some people live with their mom and pay bills. Some people live with their mom and pay the bulk of the bills.
Yeah, some people do, but the majority don't. I feel like
I wouldn't go with the majority.
No. I'm not talking about, like I said, you saying it's economical, all that. I'm talking about the people, again, that had a place maybe a year or two, they had their own place, but they rely on their parent.
Okay, if you're talking about a leech, I feel like that's different.
That's not being a leech. He take care of himself technically, but he live with his mother. He don't want to live nowhere else.
I just feel like in today's times, live with who you can. And pay your way. Just because you live with your mom, you might be paying all the bills at your mom's house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, you could.
Or again, if I'm a woman with 3 or 5 kids, and my rent is $2,200, and mom says, "Hey, live here for 3 years and save up to buy a house." Again, I don't.
But see, that's more of regrouping. That's regrouping to get you. You're trying to reach a goal. Of course, that's what you go do. But if you 40 what?
I'm 48.
And you moved in with your mother at 30. You had one apartment when you was 45.
Now
you take care of yourself. You don't ask your mother for nothing, but
I wouldn't be a bum.
You would be a bum.
I don't think I would be a bum. I have lived on, whenever I moved on my own, I've lived on my own. Of course, I don't have parents that are living. So trust me, I've always been trained to go. But I don't knock nobody that, if I see somebody that live with their parents, I always know that there's a story or there's something else to it. And I always, like I say, I always think of the glass half full. That's just me.
What's the comment saying?
Okay, well, Amina says she left home at 16. Miss Brown said, hello, ladies. Late, but I'm here. Will say, I know a lot of dudes who lived at home and was out flossing, straight bammers. Like, buy all the latest and greatest.
Yeah, that's bullshit to me, Will. That's a fucking bum. Again, you got a job and shit like that. You ain't living off your mother. You're living with your mother. You're not living up to your fullest potential. That's a fucking bum. If you can afford to live on your own and your mama's low-key want to walk around the house naked and secretly want you out, get the fuck out of that house.
If your mom wants you out and you're a burden and all of that kind of stuff.
Or if she might not ever say anything, that's just my son and he would leave if,
But again, we keep saying a son, but again,
or daughter.
But again, is there
that's the stereotype.
The question was, is there a double standard?
It definitely
When a man lives at home with his mom, it's a problem. When a woman lives at home with her mom, it's, okay, that's fine.
Society-wise, it is a stereotype. I must admit that. But I personally am looking at either gender kind of sideways. Like, why the fuck you still over your mama house?
Thanks for your condolences, Akila.
Who died?
I said neither one of my parents are living. You know how Akila is. She's so sweet. So
and caring.
Yeah, so Raphael said that's a bum. Cherie said that's a bum.
I agree. I agree.
Okay, the next question is, like, an adult complimenting, if there's a group of children and an adult comes and compliments one of the children and not the others. Like, do you feel like as adults we should know better than that? And do you feel like as adults we should understand what that does to a child? Like, say for instance, one of the children, they're like very like nerdy and they get good grades. Mm-hmm. It might be a group of kids around. You might just come up and praise them. Mm-hmm. Or one little girl might have her hair a certain way. You just come up and center her. It's 5 kids around and you just come up to little Tanya and say, "Oh, you're so beautiful." Oh, or you're this or you're that. And the rest of the kids are sitting there looking stupid. I got this off of a TikTok, by the way.
I can't believe that actually happened.
You don't remember when Tahir did that to Bear niece? And Bear cussed her out? When he had his 2 nieces over my house?
Okay, the way to single Tahir out.
Yeah.
But wait, what happened?
It happens because people not aware of it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
What happened?
He brought his 2 nieces over there, and Tahir was like to one of them, "Oh, she's so cute," and they were literally right beside each other. And Bear was like, "You got it fucked up. Both of my nieces cute." You don't remember that? And they cussed her out?
Okay, I don't remember that, but I just think that's common knowledge. I would never walk up to one child and single one child, even when I do it to adults. And Tia can tell y'all be part. Y'all can tell. If I'm gonna compliment one lady in there. Yeah. Oh, I like your shoes. I like your bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say something about all of them. Now, if you're really not serving and you're really not doing it, I'm going to find something. But I'm not going to compliment just one person out of a crowd in any crowd.
I'm sorry. When you're an adult, it's your collateral damage.
No, I can't do that.
I'm not going to
like
compliment
when I came up to the dude at the party Saturday, he had on we was talking about his hat and all that shit.
I feel like you're kind of insulting me.
No, she was
I like
your
leggings. That's like, I like your elbow. Your elbow cute.
No,
or something like that. Just don't even compliment the other person.
Was cute.
But the reasoning for this question is
but that's important taste. You don't, especially kids. You don't do that.
Do you, as adults, understand? And I feel like as an adult, you should understand because we were all once kids.
Yes,
that fuels insecurities in a child.
Yes,
and we want to build as many confident kids as we can, because that's who won't be looking out for us, as we're getting older.
Yeah.
And confidence starts as you're smaller. And again, that could knock somebody's whole self-esteem or,
that could turn them into a serial killer, baby.
Yeah, so
if you don't want to be looking over your shoulder, compliment all the motherfucking kids.
Just as an adult, be mindful. It don't hurt to say, "Oh, y'all look so pretty."
Yeah.
Just say y'all or, whatever.
Because it's not that important that she particularly gets this compliment. You know what I'm saying? If you did a whole general, you ladies are so pretty.
I agree, Candace. Candace said common sense is not common. Dawntrian is watching.
Hey, Dawntrian.
Lauren has entered and said, "Hey, ladies."
Hey, Lauren.
Skiwi said, "Well, some adults don't have common sense nowadays." That's true. Get back to the question.
Okay.
I was trying to see what Dawntrian was saying, but I don't.
Yeah, we needed that one more time, don't you?
You was talking in cursive, baby. Okay, Daryl said, the elbow. Raphael said, "My answer is yes and yes. We should know better as adults." Akila said, yes. You should know better. Don't be shady. If you could approach one of my kids, then you should give a compliment.
But see, it's not shady though.
Because
some people, like to her, she just was complimenting.
I don't think it's shady. I think that we're just, like people say, you don't have common sense and you're not using, like you Tone said, not conscious. Because Tahir did it and Tahir's not even like that.
No.
And she just thought this little girl was cute and she thought the other little girl wasn't. But you should just say something to both or nothing to either. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. In the grand scheme of things, it's not important that one child specifically gets the compliment. Do it generalized.
Okay, and Cherie said, or if you're not going to compliment all the kids, don't say nothing.
Period.
Cherie always hit us with one liner every week.
We gotta do a segment. Cherie saying.
Raphael as firing shots. He said Will pocket watching.
Will what? Pocket watching?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, is that pocket watching?
It is. If you're concerned about somebody, they live at home, so they get to drive this car, that's definitely pocket watching.
No, that's why I guess, all right, I agree with y'all on that. It's more prioritizing. Will, like, your priorities fucked up. He looking at it from that
Will don't know the person's priorities.
That's what's not being factored in.
You don't know this man's priorities.
Or the specifics
or the
of his
scenarios
life.
in people's household.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Who is that? Tess trying to come.
Okay, L, I give you that.
Tess, you want to call in?
Hell no.
You know what happened last?
She not calling in. This is her first time back in 6 months. Hell, you don't get a call in.
Tess was on here, but she was.
We'll accept one from L before we accept one from Tess.
But in Tess's defense, in
what?
my boo's defense,
what? You always take it up for her.
She was right beside Raphael when he was on here.
But Raphael was doing the typing.
Oh, she did it on accident.
And if she did it on her phone, we'd have had one more view.
Okay, Will said, I know from too much experience. Will said, that ain't the scenario, Tina, trust me. Okay. Don Tria
they doing bullshit with their money, huh, Will?
Okay, this is what Don Tria was trying to say.
What?
I think the bigger issue is that adults actually believe that only specific things are beautiful inside children or a person. I don't want someone to simply compliment both children so the other doesn't get offended. As an adult and a parent, I can find beauty in any child and genuinely give a compliment to both children.
Daltria, that's what I said I do. I find something nice to say about each person. I'm not going to specifically just compliment one kid. I'm going to say something about all of them.
Jennifer said, you know you're not complimenting a whole group tonight. And she put whole in caps.
Jennifer, I swear, I did this shit Saturday. The whole table full of bitches. Because they was just standing there looking at me while I was talking to the nigga about the hat. So I felt the need. I had to try to compliment the rest of the bitches.
Will said when he knows the specifics, it's not pocket watching. Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah,
but there's 100,000 scenarios. But I get what you're saying as far as that, Will. So we not going.
But even with that, Will, you don't ever know anybody's whole life.
Yeah, fully. Okay, Don Tria said coming from a dark skin, always been thicker than the average. Brown eyes. Pretty brown eyes, Stokely? Mm-hmm. Okay, she said to a sister of a lighter skinned petite hazel eye sister, it happened way too common with adults. They will literally wait until the parent walks away to be shady.
So in that case, that is definitely shady.
And Lakeisha has entered.
Hey, Kiki.
Slug has entered. Slug.
What's up, Darnell?
We owe the pleasure of you to grace us with your presence.
You gracing us.
You've been on your dates and your vacations and, all of that cute stuff.
He be taking vacations and trips and whatnot.
And I haven't seen you at work in a while. Did you move on? Did you move up? Let us know.
Please let us know in the comments.
Ray has entered as well.
Hey, Ray.
Akila said when it comes to mines, don't be disrespectful or I will disrespect you.
Okay, but in Don Tria,
ain't got no kids, right?
in Don Tria's case, that is totally shade. I
just don't see how anyone
think people
would be
really
comfortable
act like that.
with making a child feel
That's
bad.
fucking crazy.
Okay, moving on along to our next question.
All right.
Now, I kind of brought this up loosely about 2 weeks ago because of just what we were talking about, but this is the actual scenario.
Okay.
A man lied to his girlfriend and was tracked to a restaurant where he was on a date. The girlfriend showed up and eventually ran the man over, killing him. In hindsight, what was wrong here and how could this have been prevented?
Well, first and foremost, we don't know the whole situation. Because, like I said, from the conversation when he went outside, it seemed like that they had broken up. And she knew.
Will, why would you laugh at that?
They had broken up.
Will was annoying, bro.
Going to fucking hell.
Get your husband.
That's part of it. But it sounded like what he was saying to her. You know how when you get caught, it's, baby, nah, for real. This is Keisha. And this is. He wasn't saying none of that. He was like, what are you doing here? Man, we ain't together and this, and this.
Okay.
He told the girl, go get our food so we can go. Like, he was kicking it like him and her was not together.
She had put an air tag in his car. And that's how she tracked him there.
Because probably he cut off all contact with her. Mm-hmm. So she went over there and did that shit. In that case, only thing that could be... but see, you don't be thinking it's gonna go that far. I was about to say, like, she crazy. He kind of know how crazy she is, but never seen this coming.
If you watch Snap or ID channel, always think they gonna die.
Yeah.
Think that first before you leave out the house. Like, he about to die.
Cause I was
don't go.
Cause I was thinking like maybe he should have put a restraining order out on her, but you never think it's gonna go that far. Yes, this bitch been crazy. She done chased me around. She done tried to hit me and I ran and we both laughed about it later. It's just dumb shit like that these are serious things that are happening but you're making light of. You're not still thinking that that she'll ever do that to you.
Okay, Brandy is in here and since Brandy's one of our, she's been coming back lately, I'm going to read. Brandy said, what was the question again?
Okay.
So the question was, a man lied to his girlfriend, allegedly.
Akila, he didn't lie. like I said, from the conversation that he had
Oh,
with
they
her
got-
when they got out of the car, they came out of the restaurant, it was so that she should have known that they weren't together. As soon as he came outside, he said, "What are you doing here? You know we ain't together. We ain't been together." And then turned and told the girl to go get their food so they can take it to go. He was not thinking about this bitch at all. Like
he went out to talk to her, like, you know, hold her hands and walk her back to the car. You know when you do that?
No, he said, "What are you doing here?"
But he went outside with her.
That's what I'm saying.
And then he went back in.
That's what I'm saying. When he went outside with her, that's the first thing he said was, "What are you doing here? You know we ain't been together."
Well, she allegedly she said they was together and they lived together.
I think he was moving on.
She said they was together and lived together. And they do that too.
They live together?
That's what the report said.
Okay, wait a minute. I didn't get that. Wait a minute.
So Chris,
can you move on and live together?
People do it all the time. And
I feel like you can.
I did it. It can be done, but it cannot be done with everybody. And if she's putting air tags in your car, that means that she hasn't moved on. So you know what I'm saying?
So what then?
You have to, like, when
if I'm ready to move on, I can't. This bitch.
If you're a grown man and you was living with her, you have to pack your PlayStation and your 2 shoppers bags, and you got to find somewhere else to go.
So you saying he should have known that if they were living together, that she was gonna act a fool when he go on a date. He should have got.
I mean, he didn't know she was tracking him. The man always think they smart, but the woman is always smarter.
Always.
He didn't know that she had an air tag in his car and all of that. But what I'm saying is, if you don't want to be with somebody, move on. If you got to live harder, you got to work harder.
So he should have just stopped the dating until he got the hell out of there.
Stop dating?
Like, would that have prevented this situation? Like, because the question is, what would have prevented this situation? So had he,
first of all, he should have
waited to date?
First of all, I think he shouldn't have been lying to her, because
how do we know she was lying?
Just from, like, if you tell me that we're not together, and women are crazy, so I know that some women would.
Right.
But if I don't think we're together and, hey, we just live together because we got to split this rent, I'm not going to go to a restaurant and try to fight you.
But if you crazy, you would.
Not if I thought we was over. Even if I'm crazy, I'm going to be on my own date.
Dana X. She would have definitely showed up at that restaurant with y'all in y'all early years.
She was retarded. They was never together.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a whole nother
so you don't know this lady's situation. I'm just saying how he interacted when he.
That's all he got. Let's keep it real.
The way he acted, what's that say?
She said, "I'm a B word. Pack your PS in 2 trash bags and skedaddle."
So, Sess, you already know.
Okay, Raphael said he played with her. Thank you. I love a man's perspective, Raphael.
But Raphael.
Raphael. You know Christelle Obama?
Who?
Christelle.
Welcome, Christelle. I love the name. It sounds fancy,
I hope I'm saying it right.
It sounds fancy.
Said, was she stalking him?
No. Okay, I didn't know that they lived together. Part of
Ray
it.
said they probably did live together for her to place that on his vehicle.
But I'm telling y'all,
they shared 2 bags and a PlayStation.
We need to.
They shared 2 bags.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find that video tomorrow and I'm gonna post it to Talks with Tone and Teena.
It's already in Talks with Tone and Teena. Go to the page.
Okay, go to the page. It's
already on there.
And look at our videos. I'm telling y'all. Oh, I put it on there. God damn it. Look at the interaction. When he come outside, listen to what he's saying to her. He's not trying to be like, he's not trying to smooth shit over with her. He's not trying to do none of that shit. He sounded like, bitch, what you doing here? You already know what's up.
They still can do that too. They do all of that.
Yeah, but if I'm doing all that to you and then I'm still fucking you, that's on you.
But not really. It's really on him, and that's why he dead. No shade to him. It's really on him. Stop playing with people. If you know people emotional and people got their feelings for you and you don't want to be with them, leave them alone.
Agreed.
But that's why he.
I agree with that. But
whatever.
No, that's not. That might not be why. We don't know.
Yeah.
Because they could have been broken up and she wouldn't let go. We don't know. But that's what I was given. I was receiving from him.
Okay.
They were broken up.
Slug said you better expect the unexpected when you are a person that play I Spy Private Eye and know the assignment when it comes to your mate. Okay. Slug starting to put in hashtags. Y'all know how Slug just talking about that's on Law and all his splendor. Slug, give us
on his T.I.
Give us Slug act like T.I. Slug, just give us like 3-word sentences and I will figure it out from there.
Right.
Okay, Daryl said, okay, no, I read that. Akila said, yes, he did play with her. First of all, can't be playing with people's feelings. Nobody's playing.
I'm reposting this video.
Randy said, N-words play too much.
I'ma tag it. All y'all that's in the comments saying this shit, make sure y'all go on the page at 10 a.m. tomorrow and y'all put y'all comments there. Once y'all look at the video again and see what he's saying to her and tell me if he playing with her or she delusional.
Okay, Christelle said he was probably in the house telling her that they were working on getting back together.
Oh, what if he wasn't saying none of that? He was just still sleeping with her, but every time she bring it up, he'd be like, you know what it is, bitch, we not together.
Again, that's on him.
That's still on
him.
him.
Be an adult and leave her all the way alone.
But I like having sex with her.
Okay, then that's why you did.
True.
Getting a 5-minute nut, that's why you did.
I can't argue.
Have common sense. Use this head and not the other one.
I can't argue with that.
Okay, Slug said when you get the gift, it's hard to resist, especially if they live together. You getting it every night in my Kevin Hart voice. That's right. Okay, Cherie said she obviously didn't believe their relationship was over.
That's what I'm getting, Cherie.
Said that car was probably in her name too. LOL. It was her car she was driving. And
she did run over her
I was about to say that, Tone. About the sex, Daryl.
Yeah, like...
Is that what you said you was about to say?
Listen, I'm reposting the video.
But
we ain't even got to talk about this no more. When I repost the video and y'all listen to what's being said, then y'all tell me what's up.
To answer the question, it can all be avoided. People have to... If you want to let somebody go, even if y'all get back together later on, say a year down the line, and you guys have, you feel like you've matured and I'm ready, do that. But don't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out playing with somebody.
I agree.
While you're out here dating and screwing and all of that, because that's how people get hurt. And now he's dead.
I think what could have been happened to avoid this situation is, even if he was playing with her, even if he was still sleeping with her, you should have never started dating while you were still living there.
Okay, Candace Nashay said a dude will put a whole show for the other woman and he be right back at the other woman's house that night apologizing.
I was thinking about that, trying to factor that in. What if he was just playing that and he was gonna go back and say some other shit? I said the same thing just now in my mind. But he was really convincing. Y'all watch the video.
Girl said good sex to make you do crazy shit. I can honestly speak on that.
Listen.
Okay, moving on to the next question.
Right.
We're gonna talk about support. So,
can I ask a Beyonce question?
What is the true meaning of support? Mm-hmm. What are some ways you can support someone or something that does not involve spending money?
Just being there for them.
How?
That's free.
How?
Listening to them. Whatever way they need to be in. Sometimes people just need a shoulder to cry on. Some people just need you to not really say anything and just listen. Some people need advice sometimes. Some people might need a few dollars. Some people, well, that's money. But some people might need help cleaning their house or organizing their life. It's like anything to help you better your life. It's priceless. Like, that's way better than money to me.
It is, for sure. And a couple of comments from the last question.
Mm-hmm.
Candace said, "Trust me, I experienced this firsthand," in all caps. So Candace is serious about this.
Goddamn, Candace.
And
you starting to sway me a little.
And Raphael said he agreed with you, Tone, on the whole thing. Daryl said, I don't know what that say, Daryl.
To me, it seemed like he was tripping.
Now, my thoughts on support.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really big on support. I love supporting people. And I do feel that you don't always have to spend money to support someone. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's fine too. I don't have a problem with spending money on supporting people. But I noticed since there is an influx of black businesses, people will kind of try to guilt trip people into, you could thumb up somebody else something, or you can buy something from Target, but you can't buy something from me, or whatever the case may be. You shouldn't be trying to force people into, if you got a product and somebody want to buy it, they will. Of course, you automatically assume your friends or family will support, which they might support once, but that don't mean they going to support all the time. If they used to get their coffee from Starbucks and you make coffee, they might still go to Starbucks. That does not mean,
because it could be convenience. It could be a lot of things.
It tastes better. That don't mean you ain't my real friend and you ain't my real cousin and all of that.
Yeah.
You can support people by simply posting their business on social media.
I was about to say, when I see somebody share my page or share my work or share our talks with Tone and Teena page, little quotes we do, all of that, that's more than any dollar they're trying to donate or whatever. I love that. Like, that's very, very special to me. So, yeah, I really think non-monetary things are more important. That's giving your time. Most motherfuckers can just throw money at a situation and don't be... I could be on a plane to Tahiti right now and just cash out you whatever you need. But to physically be there for you for free is worth way more.
And, just like I said, like spreading the resources, spreading the knowledge.
But I wouldn't say that they're not your friend or they're not your family or they don't fuck with you or they don't want to see you win. But it is, if you could just push a button just to share someone's page or the things that they're doing, why wouldn't you? Now, I do get, if you don't endorse the product, if you don't, if she making pig feet sandwiches and you Muslim, I can understand how you're not sharing that. It's not anything that's involving your lifestyle or what you believe or whatever. But if she got a new lip gloss she trying to sell, why would you not just hit the share button? The fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I have seen, people are messy and all of that. So I have seen politics play out on Facebook.
Yeah.
And people have not shared certain things, and you will feel like, oh, like, why wouldn't somebody, share that? Or, somebody got 5,000 followers, which means it's going to reach more people. So, of course, if you share a lip gloss on your page, more people are going to see it than somebody that got 300 followers.
Right. So,
like you said, literally it takes 3 steps, and it doesn't hurt nobody.
Yep.
But everybody does not think like that.
Because, you share, but in the next thing you share the meme.
Yeah, because like they said, sometimes people don't want to see, what they say, as long as you could do good but not do better than me.
But is that in the category with, I'm not your friend for real? You know what you were just saying?
I mean, that goes
real.
all the way back to our envy conversation where we talk about that a lot. Where I always say, like, if a person could be envious or a person doesn't want you to do better than them, that's just coming from a place of envy. But
it shouldn't be always assumed that, though.
Yeah, I just don't think like that. But some people think like that right away and they cut you off, which is fine. Everybody think the way you want to think, but I just don't. The first words out of my mouth is they ain't your real friend because they don't do something that you feel like they should have done.
I don't think you've ever said that.
Yeah, I'm not that person. Even when my daughter was going through her changes with like friendships at a young age and teenage and her early 20s, I was never like, they're not your friend. She had to see and learn and grow on her own. Yeah. And she has. But like, of course, I love supporting anybody. Like, I'll share your page, I'll share your posts. They call me the Hood Mother Teresa. Anyway, so of course y'all
follow the Project Stimulate.
Y'all know that I love, like, if I could give you a resource, if I could give you a word, if I could give your child a word, your grandchild, a newborn, any type of thing, I'm gonna do it. That's just, it's free. It's free. It doesn't cost money, so it does not hurt to support and all of that.
I'm gonna start giving y'all the side eye when y'all not sharing Talks with Tone and Teena clips.
Okay, and
Javonde said I could.
Larry said share with friends and family, post on social media, leave reviews on various outlets such as Yelp. Yeah, leaving reviews, and that's why we're doing our survey too. Speaking of which, make sure y'all do the Talks with Tone and Teena survey. It is on my page. It's pinned on the Talks with Tone and Teena page. And it's just for us to, give you the best services we can.
Yeah, we want to entertain y'all.
We feel like we've been on for a while. We want to increase our viewership and other things. So we need that feedback. We need to know how we can reach other people. We need to know what we need to do.
And we're dying to know what y'all gonna say. That don't mean that all y'all shit gonna be implemented.
We have a lot. We have a lot. We don't have a lot, but we need more. But we have a lot of people that submitted. But
really?
Yes, but I want us to read it together at the same time.
Let's do it at the same
time. So I have not looked at it.
Because our staff meeting should be like next week sometime.
Yeah, we do staff meetings.
We do.
An agenda.
We're professional over here.
So yeah.
Drink, it's a bonus. I don't got to drink when I go out. But bitch, I'm going to hit the J.
Okay, so you feel like you have to smoke?
Yeah, have to.
You have to.
Yes.
And
to have a
if
good time.
You don't, you won't have a good time?
No.
You don't think so?
Because I'll be thinking about hitting the J. I'm preoccupied. Yes, drinking. I can go without that. I've gone without drinks, going to like functions and like y'all. My father
with that little blonde fade, that little cartoon.
Ooh, Jab.
Somebody keep
blow it up.
I can't.
My father's side. I got to party sober a lot of times, but I'm gonna hit the J before I get there.
Okay, Sue said she just went out Sunday without drinking or smoking.
Sue, that don't count because you don't drink.
Okay, Jennifer is back. Okay, I can go out, of course, without doing both and act a freaking fool.
Why, when my friend Tia used to meet her, when she first met the crew, she used to be like, Tina be getting fried. Like, I was like, bitch, no, that's Tina's regular.
I be so.
I said she don't even drink. She doesn't drink at all.
Okay, because I feel like when
she was like, what she pop it? I said she doesn't do anything.
I definitely would never pop a pill
no,
in my
she
life.
didn't say pop pills.
But
she like smoke or something.
I feel like when you go out to dance or to party, that's what you should do. If you going out and you gonna stand up on a wall with a screw face and grit on people, stay home. That's why I like going to party with the older people or the people that don't think they're cute. Because guess what? They gonna get out on the dance floor and they gonna cut a rug.
This earring is good. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to party. I'm not going. Well,
that's me with the blonde hair.
Oh. And some say, who keep popping up? Well, honestly speaking, lately I've been going out to take pictures. I'm not gonna lie, but generally speaking, yeah, I'm going out to party.
Okay,
I'm not going to
Will said nope, he got to get high every day. Akila said, I need me a drink. People be irritating.
They do.
Keisha B said, yes, I can. I don't smoke, and 2 drinks is usually my max. Jamal said, she drinks now, though. Cut it short.
That she does.
And Sue said, when I was in college, people couldn't believe I was sober and the most lit one.
That's your mother. You got it, Ernest.
Okay, now Tess talking about who is she now. Just Quintessa, get ready to get blocked, baby.
Tess, we gotta add you back to the group chat, girl.
Get ready to get blocked.
It's
but yeah,
going down.
I love to dance and party, so no, I can go out, of course, without any of that and have a ball. Like, that's the reason for.
That's a very interesting question.
What? Can you go out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people don't even drink. Most people don't even realize pre-gaming is a part of going out.
Mm-hmm.
So
we go to Tone House to pre-game.
Always.
They be doing their thing. I'm recording and dancing and waiting to go.
And cussing us out for smoking.
And doing dope. Jennifer says, sorry, I need a drink.
Absolutely, Jen. That's going to make the party.
And Keisha B said, I hate when people stand around and mean mug. Please come out to have fun. That's
me too.
It. Like,
I hate that too.
Yeah.
What the fuck you come for? If you want be standoffish or now me, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna come through, say hey, all of that stuff, make my drink cuz I'm going to get a drink. I don't really fuck with the party food, but I might make a plate or whatever. But I'm going to get me a little section where I'm going to sit off to. I'm not the
white test.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be the one that's being the comedian in the middle of the floor. I'm going to say hey, and then I'm going to my little corner.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to party or leave.
Or get up and dance. Yeah, I'm going to get up and dance from there, but. I went 5 minute chills.
Moving on to the next question. Answer that if you feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
If you go out to party, do you feel like you have to have a drink and or smoke? Mm-hmm. Or whatever you do, whatever your
cocaine, ice,
a line,
whatever you need to do.
Or whatever. Okay. This is another question I heard on the radio. Mm-hmm. I'd rather my husband go on a boys trip and have a one-night stand versus him having a 6-month love affair with the same woman. What are your thoughts on that? And what happened was a guy went
Man, these questions are killing tonight.
Thank you. A guy went on a boys trip to Colombia and met a girl and had a 3-night stand with her. Okay. They was laid up for 72 hours. So
that bitch ass nigga.
Okay, he don't know her. She barely, all she's saying is Poppy every other word and all of that. So he go back to the airport and goes home. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, he's scrolling through the gram, and she sent him a friend request. So he like, I can't accept this girl friend request. I don't know her. How did she even find out who I was?
Right.
So he blocks her. She creates a fake page and follows him again. Sends him another one. And then starts sending him messages. He starts getting super nervous.
He should.
And if I'm not mistaken, his wife started to like catch on or something like that. So
he should be very nervous.
He called
the fact that she even found him.
She called into the radio station. He called into the radio station to say whatever.
Oh, okay.
And surprisingly, all the women that called into the radio station and the radio hosts were 2 women because it was the Frank Ski show and he was gone to the Grammys that day. Mm-hmm. All of the women said they'd rather him have his one-night stand in Colombia and leave it there. Mm-hmm. So that's the question. Mm-hmm. What would y'all rather?
100% agree.
Just go ahead and have your 3-night stand?
To me, like I said this a couple shows
We don't talk
ago.
about my man. Lamar talking about great questions.
No,
So the men,
Lamar,
Raphael,
go ahead.
Wait, Raphael, can you speak on this? Or Tess gonna go
Wait a
inside the
minute.
head?
Go in the bathroom, L.
We ain't never hear
Type your shit and go in the bathroom.
We ain't never hear Raphael speak on one of these. He speak on who was your best teacher, singing the greatest love of all. Speak on this one, Raphael.
Go in the bathroom and text your answer. I'm going to say this, though. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, I can't knowingly fuck with you and you in a whole nother relationship. That one night stand, that 3 night stand, I would have never known about that shit. No harm, no foul, because I've never been the one to go through your phone, throw the track on your car. I'm not doing none of that shit. And if I got to do all of that,
I'm in the bed.
Listen, I'm wholeheartedly serious. People say it, but I 100% mean it. If I have to track you, bitch, I'm not trying to be with you. Like, that's too much. So, like, if you had a 3 night stand in another country, that bitch was doing too much. Bitch, you knew it was a 3 night stand. Why the fuck is you on Instagram and doing all of that?
Yeah, she
the fuck nigga in this situation.
I feel like he put that thing.
Did too much.
He put that thing down.
Yeah, but to answer the question, I would much rather you have a 1 to 3 night stand than to be in a 6-month relationship.
Okay, Misha said
you fuck with that bitch.
Misha said, "Is that the only options?" Of course.
Misha.
Of course, the only other option is to leave him alone.
And we're not
what
talking
would
about
you do
that.
out of those 3?
No, we're not talking about leaving him alone, because you know everybody in the comments gonna say I'm gonna leave him alone,
but
girl. But that might, yes.
No, me, I'm gonna look at the screen. Look at the screen. No, I'm gonna stick beside him. That's mine. I'm gonna stick beside him.
I'd rather the 1 to 3 night stand versus the 6-month relationship. When you in a relationship with somebody, you giving them way
so you
more
feel
than
like
sex.
6 months is too long for a
Fuck
fling?
it.
For a fling?
You go with that bitch. Y'all, you in a full relationship with this person. Y'all done did intimates. Y'all done went on dates. Y'all not just fucking no more after 6 months. Y'all in a relationship. I don't want to be in no relationship with somebody who's in a relationship. No.
Okay, Durbin is in here.
What's up, Durbin?
Durbin said, "What's up, ladies?"
How you
Helena
doing?
Johnson is in here.
Hey, Helena.
Tracy has made it. Tracy said, "Hey, ladies,
Tracy,
my
was
bad."
looking for you earlier.
Sue, I just seen your inbox. We sent a bat signal out for who?
And did.
We sent a bat signal out for my boo.
We did.
Jamal said, "Great question." Will said, "My man."
It is.
Sue said, "Boys trip." Tess said, "Hold on, what?"
Yeah, a boys trip.
Tess said, "Yes, L. Speak on it."
Okay. Now
L, we got your back.
Hold fast. First of all, Tess, get off his back because he can answer honestly during talks with Tone and Teena. But I got a real question for all of y'all. Boys trip, girls trip. Is it allowed?
What?
It's not the proverbial hall pass.
Uh-huh.
Would you extend that to your mate?
Like, I'm like you. If I don't know, it's cool.
I don't care.
If I don't know, it's cool. Like, I always give my scenario. If you in Vegas on the dance floor and this broad got on a skirt with no drawers and one thing leads to another, both of y'all drunk and you smash, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't got shit to do with
Yeah.
that.
Now, hopefully you got a condom.
Okay, what about bachelor party, bachelorette party? Would y'all be cool with you getting your last rocks off during the bachelor party, bachelorette party? And do the same rules apply? If I don't know, I don't care?
For the bachelor party,
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Okay, I have a caveat to that. What if on the bachelor, because we've all seen this movie.
If he get the girl pregnant?
No.
Oh.
Girl, you win a lot.
Oh.
If you find out the next day that he fucked this girl, you still getting married to him?
The next day?
He had a one-night stand in Las Vegas. They went to a bachelor party. He had a one-night stand. You found out he fucked the bitch. You married him?
Of course I can't say until it happened, but
yeah,
I believe that I would go ahead and float on, go
bitch,
down that aisle.
Me too.
Go down that aisle.
We don't know that bitch.
What happened when Jazz got married in the Fresh Prince? Float on. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
And that might have been his last hoorah.
Okay. It's a lot of comments.
Up.
Tess said repeat the question.
Let's hear the question.
So I'm going to repeat the question one more time.
Go ahead. Tess, you need to pay attention.
It was the boys trip one?
Yeah.
Okay. A man lied to... No, that was another one.
Mm-mm. He went on a boys trip.
I'd rather my husband go on a boys trip and have a one-night stand versus him having a 6-month love affair with the same woman. What's your thoughts on that?
What would you rather test?
So, and then in the story, this is a true story. The man had a 3-night stand with a woman in Colombia while he was on a boys trip. He never thought he would hear from the woman again, and she finds him on Instagram and starts stalking him, but he don't know her. She ain't getting her passport. She not getting her green card. She not coming over here. So she wasting her time.
She thought she made a love connection, honey, but she did not.
Poppy. Poppy.
That's all she kept saying.
Okay, so
would you rather L fuck mommy for 1 to 3 days, or have a full relationship with her?
Repeat the question. I dozed off. You scary, Raphael. You acting scary.
Tell Tess to read it to you.
Akila said, absolutely not. You're not going to have me out here looking stupid. I'll confront her, curse her out, pull up on her job, and he's the hell out of my house. Be with her.
Keela, why are you pulling up on that lady's job? He owes you whatever. She don't owe you shit.
And then how you gonna pull up on her job if she's in another country?
That's one. But number two, but what would you... nobody wants to be cheated on. But, Keela, I'm going to extend this question to you. If your man went on a bachelor trip, just like I asked her, and he slept with somebody on the bachelor trip and you find out the next day, are you marrying him or are you saying fuck off, the wedding's off?
Okay, I'll keep reading the question.
Yes.
Keisha B said 3 nights equated to 6 months for her. 3 nights was too much, obviously.
That's what I said.
She's
doing too much.
Misha said, okay, not my topic. This got to be common sense. Who would rather 6 months? Come on, y'all. Tess said F no. Raphael said good question, Tone.
Misha, you would be surprised at the number of people who's willing to be in a relationship with someone else.
Okay, Raphael said good question when you said on a girls trip, is it a hall pass too?
Yeah.
And Lamont said as far as the girls trips, yes, go get them, boo.
Absolutely.
And Jennifer said ain't no fun if we both can't get it.
Absolutely.
Ain't no fun.
If you get the hall pass,
I
get the hall pass.
I'm about to get him crib walking.
Bitch, do it. Listen, if he get the hall pass, if I get the same hall pass, I'm cool.
Sue said, I'm not telling you to go cheat on me, TF.
Are you No, you ain't. Sue, you need to live a little more because you need to be realistic.
Okay, Tracy said,
they're gonna do it.
Tracy said, I'm not extending it, but I'm not asking no MF questions.
Okay, so Tracy,
don't bring shit back to us and we good.
Tracy, you not going hall passes. Would you give your man a hall pass if he gave you one?
I feel like that's kind of like a tricky question because I feel like people gonna do what they want to do anyway. You can say hall pass or you can say not. You can say I'm not giving you a hall pass and they're still gonna go fuck if that's what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I could be like, no, I don't want to give him a hall pass and he's,
still gonna do it.
Yeah. So do what you want to do and I'm gonna do what I want to do.
But if we're having no, because that's not necessarily true. Some people make a conscious decision. If you got a problem with it, listen. I don't want to end this.
Okay.
It's very. Listen, I do know.
You think if she got a problem?
I know it's.
Please put the pussy away.
That's what I'm saying.
My baby got a problem with that. I'm all the way. I'm all the way in 5 different countries. No, baby. It's 5 bras in front of you. No, baby, put the pussy away.
That's what I'm saying.
My baby back home got a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, he going to Vegas. You going to Dubai. We already talked about this before we packed our shit. Are we doing hall passes this vacay or what, babe? We both say yeah.
So
we
you gotta put bae on it.
Yes. So ain't no cheating this shit. I'm asking you, can I fuck other bitches while I'm in Vegas? You can fuck other niggas while you in Dubai. What we finna do? Are you saying yes or no? We're not doing a contingency where he's gonna do it anyway. No. If I say no, he ain't gonna do it.
Just answer for yourself.
We going on the premise that if I say no, he not doing it, she not doing it.
That's saying she
Are
not
you saying yes?
I'm saying whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Tess said she not mature enough to willingly give a hall pass.
Well, you being honest.
Tracy said LOL facts. 1 in 20 might pass up the kitty.
No, I'm gonna say 0 and 20, Tracy.
Raphael said, Tone, dump your cup out. Raphael said, dump your cup out, Tone.
Why? That's not a legit question.
Akina said, no hall passes. You better be loyal or it's a whole problem.
Girl.
Christine said,
let me just say.
That's Christine answered to Sue. Sue's the one that said, I'm not mature enough for this conversation clearly. Yes, Sue, because you have not lived enough yet.
That's why I said, just live a little longer.
Christelle, Sue's my daughter. She's about to be 25. She hasn't lived enough yet for this type of conversation. And it's no shade. You know, as you get older. And it's people that feel Sue way when they're 60. So it's
but
everything is to each their own.
I generally think when you're in your 20s and 30s, you got high hopes. You got high hopes.
Akilah still got them. How old are you, Akilah?
In her 40s, and that which alarms me. But you just got high hopes that shit's gonna go your way.
Wait a minute,
I'm more realistic.
Sue said I gotta scroll up way before that. I'm missing a lot of comments.
shit. Okay, what's going on?
So let me go back up. Let me go back up a lot because Sue said I missed a lot. Okay, Tess said yes. Speak on it, Raphael. I did that. Sue, am I before this? Will said if they going like that, I'm on a flight. Will make me sick.
I'll screenshot that.
Will said if they going like that, he on a flight to Colombia tomorrow. All caps. Will irritates me. Bad.
Hey, but wait, isn't it a special weekend that they do this shit?
No. Okay, that's the DR. But there is a whole group called the Black Passport Bros, and they go to all countries. They don't just go to the Latino countries. They go to all of the countries with women of like they don't go to
hella bitches.
They scared to go to Russia, but they go to all types of other places and pick the women and
I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at them.
Okay, finishing the questions.
If they single or they bitches cool with it.
Hey Chris, 6 months or 6 minutes. It's all the same. Y'all together. Tess, do you know Chris? Because we was wondering like, how did we meet?
Hold on. Ho. 6 months or 6 minutes, y'all together? That ain't the same at all.
That's what Tess said. Right?
Well, the consistency seems to be what? That ain't nobody giving the whole thing?
No, the consistency seems to be, I'm not extending, but if you do it, I'm legally blind. So that's what the consistency is.
Honestly speaking, that's where I'm at. I ain't finna worry about something I can't control or see or know about.
Sue, I don't, hit your comment if you want me to read it. You missed so many comments. I can't go back.
That's Sue's
yeah, William, Passport Bros. That's what their name is.
Oh, Passport
Misha
Bros?
said, that's me. I'm the 60-year-old. I will never. Misha don't play that at all.
No, but Misha's doing it. Misha's doing it unknowingly, maybe.
What? No, Misha don't play that.
Not now. Well, I would hope not now, girl. But at some point, everybody's done it in their life. He's just not being honest with you. So the question actually comes down to: do you want the man to be honest with you or no?
People would love a lie before the truth. Because it makes them more comfortable. It makes them comfortable and happy.
And I think that's what it boils down to.
Tess said, I had an 80-year-old patient and she said to let your man cheat was the answer to a long-lasting marriage.
I don't agree with that. No,
that's Lee's girlfriend. Wow. The girl Christelle. That's Lee's girlfriend.
Oh, well.
That's our niece. How you doing, baby?
Period.
Welcome. And I hope we have not showed off too much.
Well, you'll be back.
Misha said, hell no, y'all talking Chinese.
That's right, Misha. Misha's like, I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. It doesn't apply here.
Next question.
I get you.
Okay, the next question is, parents, do you give your kids random drug tests, inspect their rooms, track their phones, and all of that stuff frequently? And if your kids are grown now, did you ever do that?
Damn, I would hope not.
Bubba used to get his mattress flipped, had to do his urine. Molly ain't played that shit. Molly runs her shit like it's the army.
Yeah, but not mattress flip. I had my mother wasn't naive, but she was very trusting, let's say that. So when we threw parties and shit like that, but I was hanging with these motherfucking nerds. Them bitches wasn't smoking and drinking.
Tone, we got you smoke cigarettes and stuff.
But
and drink.
I initiated it.
And drink.
None of y'all did.
But
I came to the game smoking cigarettes.
But I didn't tell your mom though. Right or wrong?
You used to snitch on me all the time.
Oh,
bitch.
I did?
Yes.
You know my memory isn't good.
Do you not remember? That's how my mother found out I was smoking cigarettes, because you snitched and told her.
What did I say, Tone?
We was in the kitchen and she said, do you smoke cigarettes? And I said no, and bitch, you said she's lying.
I'm bad. My bad.
She said she's lying.
Did she know you went to the club with us and stuff like that?
No, but that's why after you snitched on me about the cigarette thing, that's how I was starting to spend the night over your house, because she only trusted you.
Eddie? You said what?
Because I was spending the night with Eddie, but she started trusting you because you told the secret about the cigarette shit.
She was in the room with Pup, Eddie, Day Day.
We all listen.
Okay.
We had to share a room.
It was nothing like that.
But then drugs and shit like that, I was like, no, I don't do drugs. And she was like, no, she's telling the truth. She don't do drugs. But she told my mama everything.
Okay, Sue said I'm her mom. Y'all know she ain't doing all that. But Dana was on top of it, Sue.
She was.
Sue got in trouble for having, I think, a picture of Chris Brown with no shirt on as her screensaver. Sue got in trouble over that shit with Dana. Dana just went through the roof. I'm like,
Dana!
Down in my head. Like,
please.
It was a regular picture.
That's normal shit.
Dana was like, who is that in on your phone? It was Chris Brown. Like, boy, you go sit down somewhere. Anyway.
I'm dead.
Misha said she used to check her boo cell phone, but her baby was easy.
Oh,
so Misha,
you was checking cell phones, girl?
Yeah,
That's shocking for me.
Yeah, I'm shocked at that too, Misha. Okay, Keisha B said, haven't done drug tests, but definitely check phones and not officially look through rooms, but doors stay open.
Okay, so
and we go in and out.
Here's the thing, Keisha, I'm glad you said that. For me, I feel like it's this. The drug test may be a little harsh and shit like that. That's more Molly style, doing the military flipping mattresses and shit. Mm-hmm. But I feel like as far as social media, their phones and all that, your parents should know what the fuck's going on. You should not have a social media page if you're under 18 and I don't have the password. Mm-hmm. You should not have a lock on your phone that I don't have the lock to, bitch, especially if I pay the bill.
I don't track Debbie, but Sue does. So that's one thing.
That's the end of that.
And you know Dana gonna check his phone and read through his stuff.
Well, I think that it's good that Sue tracks Debbie and not y'all, because Sue know what to be alarmed about. Y'all gonna go in the frenzy about everything because y'all old. Sue gonna pretty much know what's the red flag and what's not. Mm-hmm. So I think that's great.
What was the game, Sue? I don't know
what game.
I don't know. Oh, okay. We'll say yes. On Al Street, ain't know you and Pinky used to cuss like shit when y'all was little.
Cuss, throw parties. He didn't know shit.
Okay.
I wouldn't even know Eddie or Tina if my father still did it.
Took more about drugs. Talk more about drugs than I did with my older kids.
So Keisha, now that's another question. Do you know what conversation?
Wait a minute. Misha said yes. She did go through her man phone and got caught.
What you say, Misha?
And the gig was up.
Misha, what you say when he said, what you doing?
Keisha B said,
who was your response?
Keisha B said, also my older kids get on my younger one social media before me.
Okay, so Keisha, whoever else is in the comments, I think Tess and Raphael, who else?
I'm dying.
Whoever else is in the comments that got younger, like kids that are like 17, 18 years old. When you're talking, giving them the drugs.
Misha said this was about her son. This was about your son and not a guy, Misha. Am I correct? Misha said this was about her going through her son's phone. I don't think she called her boyfriend.
Yeah, you're fine there.
Sue said she sent Debbie a request to supervise his Instagram. He ignored it.
Of course he did. Sue, you got to find a way around that. But
okay, Will said, the warden just texted, gotta go. Bye, Will.
That was the T.
Tanya?
Girl. She shut it down. But listen, I got a real legit question. Older parents.
Oh no, Misha said she thought we was talking about her son the whole time. We talking about kids now, Misha.
Yeah.
But no, at first we was talking about your man.
Older parents. When Keisha Blaylock just said she had the drug talk with her younger kids. Now, do you know what conversation to have with Debbie involving drugs?
Yeah.
Because all that shit is new. They not get big. Well, they are giant crackheads and all that shit. But it's so many other things.
I have extensive talks with him. Plus,
but you know what to
along with me talking, yes, I also show him video, show him documentary, show him real court cases.
So do you feel like parents should be educated before they have that conversation?
For sure.
It ain't crackheads no more.
Yeah.
It's a lot of other shit.
And also the sex talk. You have to have that as well. You know what I'm saying? You
have the sex and drugs at the same time?
No. But I feel like by the time your child is 7, you should have talked to him about everything sexual. It sounds harsh, but it needs to be. It
7?
needs to happen. Yes, because if you don't, the school. You know how them little kids at school is. Because if you don't teach them, then the streets is going to teach them. The school, the other kids who.
We knew a kid that couldn't spell their name because
I was an old mom. You know, when I had Debbie, I was 34. His other kid. Imagine somebody having a child at 16, and then I had a child at 34.
Right.
So that kid is going to live a different home life than my son. So they know about all of this type of grown stuff. So if you don't teach them, somebody else will.
That's true.
So you need to teach your child as young as you possibly can, and don't sugarcoat anything. Don't use fake names and
don't give them the Ronald Reagan speech either.
Use all the real words and give them the harsh realities.
Don't give them the Ronald Reagan speech to just say no. Know what drugs.
7. Yes, 7, Jamal.
Know what drugs
Yes, 7.
to discuss.
Priscilla, you got a son. You need to already be talking to him about all this.
7 did kind of put me on a little frenzy too, but she said 7.
Yeah, they say if your child is 8, that's already too late.
God damn.
Like, real talk. You know, I did this kind of stuff for a living, I'm telling the truth.
I'm kind of happy I ain't got kids. God damn.
Okay.
This is stressful. Y'all got a lot to worry about as a parent.
Sue said Debbie is a different type of kid, though. He's really like a 40-year-old. Tracy said, yes, the conversations are constant about pills, etc.
Sue,
yes,
do you know,
I really heavily talk to my son about pills because that's constant.
That's what I'm saying.
Where he is. And then
if you're
it's
coming to
candy
your
that
kid,
looks like pills. Once you get addicted to something, it's hard to get off. So you might try it, and then that can mess you up.
Or you get to pop one perk your first time, and it's fentanyl in it, and you drop dead. You
perk 10.
But see.
I'm sorry. I've been on TikTok too much.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I asked that question. Are y'all having the 2023 conversation about drugs?
You gotta have the 2020.
You cannot be talking about it's crackheads and dope fiends and so much other shit.
Have the George Jetson conversation, the 2050. Head to my house, he be on TikTok talking to other people. I be like, who is that? Also be on FaceTime with other people.
You better find out.
No, sir, sit at this table and let me hear everything. He is 5. At 5, he shouldn't be on FaceTime, TikTok, nor any of that stuff.
Well, he too old for tummy time, so what should he be doing?
At 5, he should be reading. He should be drawing. He should be doing all that kind of stuff. Anything other than being on the phone. It's a lot of stuff for a boy to do at 5 that does not have anything to do with a cell phone.
You know why I asked you that? From your question earlier, from your post earlier today when you was like, they put the tablet in front of the 6-month-old.
Little boys used to make up short stories. They used to draw.
I did.
They used to be, all kinds of stuff. He should be at karate class or whatever, but he shouldn't be on TikTok. I scroll down TikTok and there's some stuff I see from my old eyes that is like crazy.
But are you saying that from an out of touch perspective?
No, because that's 5.
But social media is their life now.
It shouldn't be. The parent is in control. A 5-year-old shouldn't have. So now my son did have Instagram since he was 3, but he wasn't on Instagram. I controlled it.
So what about like computers? Period.
Computers, they have to use it because of school. They can't even use a pencil nowadays.
Right.
So yes, they have to. But being on a computer doing math lessons, reading is totally different from scrolling, saying people popping their blanks open on TikTok.
That's true. That's very true. So you should still be in control of that as a parent.
Anything that your child do, for the most part. Could he have a phone if you didn't give it to him? Could he put TikTok on his phone if you didn't allow him to?
That's why I said that when it comes to social media and stuff like that, if I don't have the password, you don't have the password.
Tracy said not a 5-year-old definitely shouldn't be on anything like that.
But you're not on social media. If I can't access what you're doing, saying who you're talking to, then neither can you.
Tracy said give him an educational tablet. Keisha B said, I have a lot of conversations about not accepting candy, medicine, food from others at school because they sneaking it into drugs.
Yep.
Keisha B said, I had kids at 15 and then 34, so I have a huge gap in learning curve in parenting.
And that's a whole spectrum of differences right there.
Tracy said, you constantly got to educate your kids about all the stuff out here. It's a lot.
But Tracy, do you educate yourself? Well, I already know that question. Tracy does, but
yeah, but I know what you're saying. Parents educate themselves. Yeah. Will say parents can talk all they want. That peer pressure is much stronger than any talk you can have. They got these edibles all throughout the schools. I see it every day in Charles County. Okay, I was looking at a special on the news yesterday. The police chief in D.C. now, if anybody knows his name, please put it in the comments. The D.C. police chief. He grew up over there where Jennifer is from. Like that 21st Maryland Avenue. He grew up over there. Mm-hmm. So they took him, Joe Claire did a special on him yesterday. So he took him back into the neighborhood and said, like, how did you, navigate through living around here and all of that and become like the police chief? He said.
So are you saying that the old school shit still work?
It worked for Molly kids.
It did.
It worked from all of Molly kids.
Well, did it?
It worked for all of them.
Do you feel like none of Molly kids resented not being able to live?
They probably did. But
do you feel like they started wilding out because they couldn't do that?
The Molly kids have never wilded out, but they did act like regular adults when they became adults. But when they were kids, she did what you should do for children.
But do you think that they wild out, and would you know if they wild out? If I already know my mother don't play that shit, I know that at 5 and I know that at 25. So it's certain things that I'm going to keep private from my life, but I'm still going to experience.
You probably do. But what needed to be done was done until they became adults.
And then that's up to them after that.
Yeah. So
I get what you're saying.
You can still instill all of that and your child or whatever the case may be. It's up to, but everybody is so, and we talked about this maybe like 4 months ago. Everybody want to give their kids everything. Your son, your 2-year-old got to have an iPhone. That's cute. You know, all of this.
Your 16-year-old got to have a Benz and ain't did shit in school.
Yeah, you know, my 2-year-old know how to go on. He can't read, but he know how to go on YouTube. That's not cute
at all.
Get your child a book. When my child was. Jennifer, Janae, Sue, all of them, when they was 3 at Langdon, they could read.
Yeah.
They wasn't scrolling.
TJ.
They could get a book and they could read.
True.
So instill that in your child. Don't just let them, I mean, of course you go with the sign of the times, but you still got to have sense as the parent.
But I feel like as the parent, you also need to educate yourself on what the fuck's going on. You can't have a real conversation with your kid.
If you don't know.
And if you don't know what the fuck going on. If you, like me, who get on Instagram, I'll stay on Instagram for hours 1 day a week. But I have no idea what the fuck going on or what people are into.
Yeah, I'm hit with more TikTok trends than Sue. And she's
or me.
Yeah.
So you have to really be up on that shit to have the real conversations.
Okay, we're going to go with our last question.
All right.
We've been on for 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's sickening. We're supposed to be on for an hour.
Okay, but we got better than last week.
Okay, our last question of the night is habitual victims.
Okay.
At some point, you're the problem. What's your thoughts on that?
100%.
Do you know what I mean by habitual victims?
Habitual victims is, under any circumstance, it's always someone else. Under any circumstances, you always have a problem. And then these people are habitual victims for me. If you always have a situation, it may not even be dire. Mm-hmm. It might be just a situation. Or I was at the job and they called me into a meeting because blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And you're the only one that seems to keep getting called into this meeting. Bitch, it's you. It's not the fucking company. It's you. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's 100% true statement.
He should be said the lack of accountability. And
always.
That is where it lies. Like you have to be, and it takes a lot to become this type of person where you can be accountable, or you can say
well, it took me to my 40s.
Okay, that's a great testimony. It takes a lot to be like, well, yeah, that was me, I was wrong, or just to face that. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
So if you have like that type of personality where, like you said, every time something goes on, it might be people that don't know each other, never met each other, but it's always you and then them in a situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to look at yourself at that point. Like, you're not a victim at that point.
I've never been a messy person, or if there's never been a situation like y'all know I've had the same friend since I was 13, so it's never been a situation where person after person is saying the same thing about me and I'm not getting it. It's always been I'm in a situation where there's a confrontation or there's something like that. Bitch, you keep getting in these same situations with different sets of people. So sometimes it's not always like volatile. It's not always an issue with them. I'm finding these patterns in every relationship I have. Mm-hmm. So obviously it's not even good or bad. It's obviously me. It's not them. And everybody's saying the same shit about me.
I feel like some parts of it can go back to like childhood trauma.
Absolutely.
Even if it wasn't like a sexual assault or anything, it could have been an abandonment. It could have been something like that where you always want someone to feel sorry for you because you feel like you lacked something growing up.
Or it could be something as small as attention. Mm-hmm. Or
you lacked that growing up.
You know how you got the parent that the older sister, the sun shines on them, and you never got any recognition.
The birth order. The birth order is very important to a lot.
The middle child.
The birth order is very important to a lot of scenarios in people's lives, and in psychology, that's like the first thing people want to know, like what's the birth order, because that will tell you a lot about a person.
So in those situations, it's not necessarily negative, but it's how they feel about themselves. So they're going to always want to be the victim because they're not getting other attention. So yeah, I think that's true.
I just have a huge problem with people that don't take accountability. Okay, Akila said stop blaming other people and start taking accountability for your actions.
You know what's
Tracy said habitual victim goes back to truth. Everyone cannot live in their truth. Shadow work is soul shattering. Being a victim is an easy crutch for most.
It is.
Tracy on her Iyanla tonight.
Like shit.
Girl, I thought Iyanla wrote that.
Tracy, speaking of that, it was never accountability for me. It's always, you know how you can always find your caveat to every situation that happens to you.
Yeah.
And you hang your hat on that shit. That's how I was. Like, no, you're not looking at the grand scheme of things. You looking at how you felt slighted or what that one little sentence that somebody said and you made that the whole situation. So it's even stuff that's small as that.
Yeah, that's kind of. I mean,
you should take accountability.
I don't know if you're on this track, but that's kind of like, we have a lady that every time something goes wrong and like she gets reprimanded, she won't take the reprimand like, yes, I did that, and whatever.
Yeah,
she'll say what somebody else did.
But you see such and such clocked out at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, she always has to do that, and I have a problem with that.
Me
and
too.
I can accept it when you're younger because you haven't. Again, life is about different levels. But when you're an older person and you still do that, like I look at you different.
100% agree. And sometimes you have that's why I was saying earlier about you evolving as a person and the things that you stuck your hat on at 20, you should not be doing in your 40s. And in your 20s, yeah, Susan clocked out at 6 o'clock, but you ain't saying nothing to her is acceptable. When you clapping that shit at 45, bitch, you look crazy.
Yeah, that's how I
You
feel
shouldn't
about
be doing the same shit.
person. Okay, Tess said it begins with early parenting and feeling of entitlement. Keisha B said absolutely too. To be in my mid-30s, it takes some learning and maturing. That's what happened to her. She said it happened to her in her mid-30s.
Everybody grow it whatever time they grow.
Sue said these kids can't even do 1 + 1 and spell their names at 6. So yes, that's another thing. I think me and Sue had talked about that just real briefly. That because she worked in early childhood education, and we just talked about if your child is 5 and they're not reading and all of that stuff, they're already behind.
Yeah.
And that is another reason why so many kids are in special education, because you got to start working with your child just as much as you can let them learn them rap songs and look cute and get on the tablet. You can teach them.
So you're saying the parents are delaying these kids?
Yes, they are.
Sad.
Sue said, I don't like how y'all speak on 20-year-olds. That's
y'all
your business.
Y'all a vibe, but y'all flawed as fuck.
Tracy said that's still being a victim, holding on to bullshit instead of looking at the whole situation.
Absolutely, Tracy. I 100% agree. But see, that comes into what I was saying about evolving. At some point, you got to say, hold up, it ain't everybody else. It got to be me in some way.
Yeah. And whenever I get reprimanded, I take full responsibility right then and there.
Yeah. We
can work on this or whatever, and then that's it. Or I'll face it first.
Yeah.
Like I was getting to work late because of my son. I had to take him to the bus stop. Like I spoke up in our meetings like, thanks for giving me grace, for taking my son and being late, whatever. But I'm not gonna be like, oh well, Jane was late, so let me just show up late every day.
Right.
I'm just not that type of person. But anywho,
you're not gonna justify
that. Is that okay? Will said, I know a whole lot of hoes out here that can't add 1 + 1. Misha said, absolutely.
You don't know a whole lot of hoes out here, Will.
Misha said, absolutely, in all caps, the parents hold some accountability. And shout out to Misha, her son is a doctor.
Okay, so you guys, like Tracy Branch, if you missed any part of this show.
I cannot read.
Oh,
I read very well, Miss Thing.
If you're like Tracy Branch and you missed any part of the show, you can access it on Thursday on our YouTube channel, Talks with Tone and Teena. Make sure you're liking our page, Talks with Tone and Teena. And we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Some people